review, right? Because last week we're gonna have 4. Okay, good morning guys. This is day 5 of our intensive review. And as I said, we're gonna still focus on the topic areas and volumes. Whether it is being revolved or just have a solid, okay? So this time we go problem number 9. So problem 9 says, Joseph, can you read the problem, please?
The base of the solid is the region x enclosed by the line y equals 2x, x equals 1, x equals 4, and the x-axis. If all plane cross-sections of x perpendicular to the x-axis are semicircles, then the volume of the resulting solid is.
Okay, so we're gonna highlight first, guys, the important words or terms right here. So next is, this is base of a solid. So this solid is not being revolved, it's just solid. So the base of the solid is a region enclosed by, we have the line y equals 2x. So that means it's gonna be increasing, right? Positive. The slope is positive. So we have x equals 2, and this line is being enclosed by the two boundaries, intervals, x equals 1 and x equals 4. So basically, if this is perpendicular to the x-axis, this is now our lower limit, and this is our upper limit. That means we have the integral from a to b, which is from 1 up to 4. Is that clear, guys? So, and the x-axis, if all plane cross-section of S perpendicular to the x-axis are semicircles, then the volume of the resulting solid is, we have these options, 21 pi over 2, or 32 pi over 3, or 21 pi, or 42 pi. So we're gonna have volume, but before that we're gonna sketch. Okay, now if we sketch this one, so I'll use red color for the function or the graph of y equals 2x. Okay, so which means my line is not so straight, but let's just assume that this is a straight line. Yes, Mia?
Can you sign up with this today?
Okay.
I'm giving tours out today for the middle schoolers.
So for the entire day? Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Enjoy, have fun.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, granting that this is a straight line, and then this is being enclosed by the two intervals A to B, which is from 1 to 4. Okay, so we have the interval right here. X equals 1. And x equals 4. Can I just have a straight line? Okay. So this is the region right, the solid, okay? So I'm gonna have yellow color. So this is the solid right here, guys. But this solid is not being revolved. Okay? This is not revolved. And the question is perpendicular to the x-axis. So we know that this is x is equal to x equals 1 and x equals 4. So this is our interval. And it's gonna be what it is. What do you think? It's a semicircle. Okay? So I'll draw a semicircle and I have to use blue color for that semicircle. So since this is perpendicular to the x-axis, that means this is the diameter, right, of a semicircle. So let's have it this way. It's a semicircle, and right here, from here up to here, is the radius. Okay, so I'll draw it here. This is diameter, right? And then it's gonna be this one as the radius. Okay. So, but what is this? Can you close the door? Can you close also the door? The other one? So we're gonna have, we all know that diameter divided by 2 is equal to the radius, right? You get me, guys? Okay. So, which means radius r is equal to the diameter, which is the entire, we have, if the diameter is 2x, because this is y equals 2x, the red graph, right? Y equals 2x, which means the diameter is, or the radius is 2x over 2. Okay? So what cancels out there? The 2 cancels out, therefore r is just x. Okay? R is equal to x. Then, what is the formula for the volume of a semicircle? Pi r square over 2. So that's the formula. Okay? We have volume. So we now say volume is equal to the integral, and we have the limit from 1 to 4. So 1 to 4, and you have pi r square over 2 because it's a semicircle. So pi r square over 2. And then we have dx, right? Dx. Then, can we factor out, factor out pi over 2? So, I'll write volume is equal to the integral from 1 to 4, and you have pi over 2, and then r squared dx. We can rewrite it this way, right? Okay, I'll do it step by step, guys. Okay, next, what to do with this pi over 2? Write it in front. Okay, so write pi over 2 in front. So volume is equal to pi over 2, the integral from 1 to 4, and you have r squared dx, and then you can take now the antiderivative. So, which means volume, we take the antiderivative, so from pi over 2, and then you have now, what is r? You know, plug in the r. Okay, before I continue, I'll just, okay. I'll just write it this as the interval from 1 to 4, and then change this r into x squared, because we all know that r is equal to x, right? So we replace, so x squared dx, and this time you can now do antiderivative. So you have x to the power of 3 over 3 evaluated from 1 to 4. Okay? Any question before I continue? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And then plug in now the upper limit minus the lower limit. So volume is equal to pi over 2, and then you have 4 to the power of 3 over 3. So 4 to the power of 3 over 3 minus 1 to the power of 3 over 3. Is this clear? So this means volume is equal to pi over 2, and what is 4 to the power of 3? 64? Okay, so 64 over 3 minus 1/3. Okay, so that means 63 over 3. You get me? 64 over 3 minus 1 over 3 is 63 over 3. You get me? Common denominator, 3. So subtract 64 by 1. So this is 63 over 3. But what is 63 over 3? 21. Okay? So volume is equal to pi over 2 times 21. Or we can write it as volume is equal to 21 over 2 pi. Okay? So what letter is the right answer? Letter A. So this is the volume. So it's gonna be letter A. Any question? Okay. Can I move this up now? Are you done, Melody? Almost? Leah done? How about Leah? Done also? Okay. So we do number 10. So the base of a solid is the region S in the first quadrant. So we do only first quadrant. By the graph of y equals 1 minus x. So this is a line whose slope is negative. So, and then 1 is the intercept, right? Meaning it crosses at y equals 1. And the coordinate axis. For this solid, all cross sections perpendicular to the y-axis. So, You're gonna highlight perpendicular to the y-axis, guys. We have perpendicular to the y-axis are semicircles with diameters in the xy plane, and the volume of the solid is given by, okay. For process of elimination, these are all dy, so these are all candidates in terms of dy. Why dy? Because it's gonna be y-axis. Okay. Then semicircles. So first is we're gonna draw. Gonna have the line that will cross right here at 1 and 1, okay, because that's the graph of y equals to y equals 1 minus x, okay. So I hope I can have a straight line, more or less that's straight, okay. So it's only the region right here. So this is the region solid. Okay, that's the region, but what is that? Perpendicular to the y-axis. So perpendicular to the y-axis, meaning right here, okay. That's the diameter of a semicircle, right? So I can draw a semicircle like this, and this is the radius right here. So basically I have this as a diameter, and this is the radius, okay. But since this is perpendicular to the y-axis, what we do with the given function? Express into x, right? Or we're gonna have to rewrite this one. I just use green color for this function. So y equals 1 minus x. Therefore, what we do? We're gonna have what is x. So let's say y minus 1 is equal to negative x. And then what to do? Divide both sides by negative. So this becomes now negative y plus 1 is equal to x. Or we can rewrite as x is equal to 1 minus y. Okay? Can we have it this way? So any question, guys? Therefore, this is the diameter 1 minus y. If the diameter is 1 over or 1 minus y, so what is the radius? What is the radius? R, therefore R is equal to 1 minus y over 2. This is the radius. Okay? This is the radius. Yeah, guys. And what is now the formula for volume? So let's have the interval. Since this is, okay guys, since this is perpendicular to the y-axis, so therefore this must be our limit from 0 to 1 along the y-axis, okay? Along the y-axis, not the x-axis anymore. The x-axis is just perpendicular to x-axis, but since it is perpendicular to the y-axis, so therefore you can have this interval from 0 to 1. along the y-axis. So, are these options or integration all candidates from 0 to 1? Right? So, again, what is that? Pi. What's the formula for volume? So we have volume is equal to the integral from 0 to 1 and then pi r square over 2. Okay guys? Pi r square. Listen first. Okay. Pi r square over 2. Jasmine. Adeline. Okay. So pi r square over 2. This is, and then dy, right? Dy. Okay. So what's next? Can we factor out the pi over 2? Yeah? Can we factor out the pi over 2? So we say volume is equal to the integral from 0 to 1. And we have pi over 2. And what is left right here is r squared dy. You get me? Hello? But what is r? 1 minus y over 2. And then you're gonna square the r. Do you get me? Okay. So which means volume is equal to the integral from 0. Can I write now the factor pi over 2 right here? And then the integral from 0 to 1. And then the radius, which is 1 minus y over 2. And then squared, because this is r squared. Okay? Do you understand this? And then dy. And then what happens?
Pi over 8.
Huh?
You take out the division by 2 and you put pi over 8.
So we're gonna square this first. Okay? We're gonna square this. Am I right, guys?
Yep.
So we say volume is equal to pi over 2, the integral from 0 to 1, and this is now written as 1 minus y squared, but the bottom is 4 because we're gonna square 2 squared. Okay? And then dy. And that's the time you multiply this with pi over 2. That means pi over 8. So volume is equal to pi over 8, the integral from 0 to 1, and you have 1 minus y squared dy. So what letter is this? What letter is this?
Yeah.
Letter B, right? This one. Letter B. So this is now the most exciting part, where I can still remember it. This question was raised by Anthony. Suppose we have triangle, Mr. Roy. Okay, and that is a good question. And we'll have it for number 11. Number 11 is a triangle. Now, normally, hey guys, listen first. If this is a triangle, guaranteed that the triangle is equilateral triangle. So what do you mean by equilateral triangle?
Radical 3 over 4. Oh.
3 sides are congruent. Equilateral is also equiangular, right?
All angles equal to each other.
Angles are equal, so that means 60, 60, 60.
Oh.
Do you get me, guys? equiangular and equilateral. Meaning sides for equilateral are congruent. And angle, equiangular, all angles are the three angles of the triangle are also congruent to each other. Now remember, the sum of the interior angles of a triangle has to be 180 degrees. Okay? Yeah? I hope you still recall your geometry. And then, recall also the special type of triangle, because the 30, 60, 90 special type of triangle applies this problem all the time. Okay? So, can I move this up now?
Yeah.
And we go to number 11. As I said, number 11 is the most exciting problem, because this was the question raised by Anthony last week. Okay, so Sam, can you read the problem for me, please?
The base of a solid S is the region in the first quadrant enclosed by the lines.
Sam, can you stop first? Let them stop talking to each other. Okay.
The
I need a quiet environment. Okay, go.
The base of a solid S is the region in the first quadrant enclosed by the lines y equals 2x, x equals 3, and the x-axis. If each cross-section of S perpendicular to the x-axis is the leg of an equilateral triangle, then its volume is.
Thank you, Sam. Chris, can you adjust this? Move this up. Okay, thank you, Chris. So we're gonna draw first. So this is y equals 2x. That means if I draw this one, and I use blue color for the line. So like that, okay? Let's just have a rough estimate of the graph. So 2x, and then we have x equals 3. So the line x equals 3. So I'll just say that this is x equals 3. Okay? So that means this is the region bounded, or the solid region. So first quadrant enclosed by the lines, this and this. And the x-axis, if its cross-section is perpendicular to the x-axis, is an equilateral triangle. So that means, since this is perpendicular to the x-axis, this is now your one of the sides of a triangle, right? This is one of the sides of a triangle. But what is the side of a triangle? 2x is the side of a triangle. Okay. Now, equilateral. That means all sides are congruent to each other or equal to each other. So therefore, I can draw like more or less. Either you do it this way or right here. Okay. You can do either on the left or the right. Okay, what do you want me to draw it? Right here? I hope I can. And that's equilateral triangle, right? So that means if I draw it here, hello, Josue. Okay. So if I draw it here, this side is 2x. You get me? Therefore, this side is also 2x. And the third side is also 2x. Okay. Now, I'm gonna draw another triangle for you to understand. But this time, I'll just take half of it. Okay? If this base is 2x, that means this is only x. Do you get me? Now, what is 30, 60, 90? Special type of a triangle. Twice the measure of the shorter leg of a triangle, right triangle. Is this the shorter leg? Twice the measure is the hypotenuse. Is this the hypotenuse? Right? Okay, now this right here is now the height of the triangle. And I just denote this as h. Clear now? Clear? So therefore, back to this one. Boom, boom, and the height. H and then 2x. Trigonta. What is the measure of this angle? What is the measure of this angle? If this is equilateral triangle, that means 60. Okay. That means 60. So this is 60 degrees. Okay, guys? Now, in terms of the angle, what is h? Is the opposite side of the angle. And what is 2x? It is the hypotenuse. So, what function can we use? Is it sine, cosine, or tangent? This involves opposite and hypotenuse. So we have sine, right? Okay, good. Sine. So we have sine. Sine 60 degrees is equal to the opposite side, which is h. Okay, h over the hypotenuse as 2x. Therefore, back to this one, guys. Can you still recall in your geometry, since x is the shorter leg of a right triangle and the hypotenuse is 2x, what is the hypotenuse? X is present in all sides of the triangle, and using Pythagorean theorem, this is x radical 3. So the hypotenuse there, I mean the h, therefore the height of this triangle is x radical 3. Do you get me? Hello? Do you get me? Okay, that's good. So is this clear? That h is using special type of triangle, 30, 60, 90 degrees. Geometry. Okay.
Scaling triangle?
Not scaling. Equilateral. Equilateral triangle. So, can I erase this?
Yes, you can.
This is not important because I have shown you already. So there are times, guys, that you need to do shortcuts, okay? by applying previous knowledge that you have, the previous math that you have. So we apply 30, 60, 90. Okay. So I don't have to show you the sign is equal to. Common sense will do. Always have this. So what's next, guys? What is area of a triangle? 1/2 base times the height. Okay? Or base times height over 2. Okay. So we have volume. So area of this is equal to base times height over 2. Okay? This is h, not because this looks like b. So h over 2. Okay. So can we now plug in? So write down volume. What is the limit now? What is our limit for volume? From 0 to 3. Okay. So from 0 to 3. And then, what is our base now? What is base?
X.
Sure. This is the base.
2x.
2x. Do you get me? So, the base is 2x. And what is the height? What is the height of a triangle?
It's h.
Huh?
X square root of 3.
X times the square root of 3. So x times the square root of 3. Base times height over 2. And then perpendicular to the x-axis, therefore this is dx. Okay? This is dx. Okay. Any noticing?
X is
The x cancels out?
oh no 2.
The 2. Okay, very good. The 2 cancels out. So I'll just rewrite this one as volume is equal to the integral from 0 to 3, and you have x times x radical 3 dx. And then what to do? Distribute, right? That means x times x radical 3. So we have volume is equal to the integral from 0 to 3, and you have x squared square root of 3 dx. Pre-contact, what is this? Constant, right? The square root of 3 is constant. So what to do with constant? Previous knowledge. Where to write?
In the front.
At the front. Okay? Because this is constant. So this is the one that we are concerned of taking the anti-derivative. Okay. So volume is equal to square root of 3 integral from 0 to 3, and then you have now x squared dx, and then do the anti-derivative. Okay, can you do? Can you do by yourself now? Or you want me to discuss? It's up to you guys. But you are the ones taking the actual AP. So I need you to do it now. Okay?
Yes. Sorry.
How much would you be paying though?
It's like 9 days here.
None.
You live in a fucking shoebox? Why are you paying?
My dad is 17
I got C.
So, who wants to continue right here? Anthony?
Finished.
You wanna do it, Anthony?
He wants to do it.
No?
3 days, 3 days, 9 days, 3 days.
How about Tyler?
He said fine, he took
No,
mine.
Tyler.
Okay.
No,
Shall we give Anthony a round of applause?
Close one. 3 times is a 9. Yeah, it's about 9 times.
I gave you this.
I lost my 3.
And then $2 for you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean, I like this.
Yeah, that's fucking balls.
Okay, 9 times radical 3. Shall we give Anthony a round of applause? This is gonna be letter C. Okay? Okay, this is a challenge problem. I need you to discuss with your partner for number 12. Number 12 is similar to number 11. Okay.
You're the architect, bro. I'll be announcing you.
Number 22. I think to equal that out to
So, draw first the function and then also the triangle. Make sure, guaranteed guys, in the actual AP it's always equilateral triangle.
You got it. Hey, we're talking to you, I messed up. You good? You good?
So why x squared in the plane is the x
Remember number 12, the axis of it's perpendicular to the y-axis. So what you do? Change the function.
Did you get it free? Did they pay me money? They pay me money.
perpendicular to the y.
Bro, can you good? No. Still want to go. No. It's like
Equilateral. That's not what I'm Oh my god. Yeah, I think it's gonna be something like that.
And at exactly 9:30, so 8 minutes from now, I want volunteer to show the work for number 12. Is this time correct?
No, it's not.
no. It's 10:29.
10:29, so we have 8 minutes left.
Oh.
Okay, so I just want you to discuss with your partner. But so far, guys, is this clear now?
Yeah.
I think that's a U. That's a graph.
Yeah, that's a graph.
Right. That is a data number. That is a D to 10. Yes.
You just take a tie right now? That's all I know.
No, bitch.
Unsub is like no, this is subsidized is a good one.
Yes.
Yes, that's what it is. Unsubsidized is a good one. That's
Okay, yeah, that is way
unsubsidized is like
Shut up. That is. I never fucking do that.
It's dude, you bitch. I'm guessing. You're like, oh my god, swear.
Okay, what?
Oh my god, I'm gonna do a mark. It's from 0 to 2.
It is?
Shit.
The line x equals
When you
2.
turn off
Yeah, but it's perpendicular to the y.
The phone? Oh, it actually.
Oh no.